Hi everyone, I'm Ash.
And I'm Joe, and welcome back. Today we're continuing with Tesla's Investor Day slideshow. I will get the screen shared. Alright, so charging infrastructure by Rebecca Tinucci. I'm guessing I'm not saying that correctly.
I'm not sure.
It was the first time I've ever seen her on stage, and that's what I really liked about this whole investor meeting is I had a lot of people on stage who you've never seen before. People who've been there for years and years. And people have been so deep involved with Tesla's system that it's good to know who is out there. And as other people have said, it seems like it was a show of force. It showed people out there that the company doesn't evolve or revolve around Elon.
Yes, it comes
It's,
back to the fact where the moment he took Twitter over, everybody went, "Oh no, what's going to happen now?"
exactly. Usually when there's an event like this, Elon does most of the speaking. Where on this one, Elon probably did less than a quarter of the speaking. Well, less than that, probably like 10% of the speaking.
Yeah, that was definitely done on purpose.
Yeah, you could see this was a very strategic move to show what's going on. All right, so a holistic charging experience. There's that lovely word again that I'm still wrapping my head around. 9 terawatts of charging provided in 2022. Now, this is supercharging and destination chargers. So, 99% of road trips are possible. You say that, but we just looked at booking a holiday, our camping trips, and seeing as I'll have the Tesla then, we looked at where we can go. So you can go pretty much cover all of Scotland if you wanted to, because they're about 100 miles apart from each other on the main roads. But there's nothing in Isle of Wight.
Oh, no, no Tesla chargers.
No Tesla chargers. There's two
Oh dear.
destination chargers at hotels, and you can't necessarily always use them because they might be behind the gate or something.
Hmm.
And then there's a DC fast chargers by I think there's a Tesco in the main city there, and it's a 50 kilowatt charger. So you kind of have to go use that. So unless you book a campsite where you have electricity and you can park your vehicle by your tent, you can plug in overnight at what's it, 10 miles an hour. They charges you, yeah, and yeah, the campsites in Isle of Wight is just really expensive for some reason. Like cost almost the same as a hotel. I'm like, geez, by that time you might as well just go to a hotel.
Yeah, well, some people prefer camping.
I do prefer camping, but I'm not going to pay the same rate for a field as what it costs for a hotel. That's just
No,
ridiculous.
that is a bit stupid.
Yeah. So anyway, we booked some other places. So we're going to Wales, where
Always a nice
there's
trip.
the nearest supercharger is a bit far away, but then there is a 75 kilowatt charger about, I think it's about 20, 30 miles away from where we're staying. And then we got parking by our tent and we got electricity. So we could just plug in overnight.
Yeah.
You're in such an area that you're not going to be driving far around away from your tent during the day.
No, it
So
shouldn't be.
yeah, so we looked, and then about 3 weeks later we're going to Devon, northern part of Devon. So we're basically either side of this section of ocean where Wales can look at Devon. And
Nice area that.
yeah, so we could drive from us pretty much down to Portsmouth, where there's a supercharger, just before Portsmouth, and then we drive all the way across to Exeter, 120 miles. There's a supercharger there, and then it's like 40 miles up to where we're going, and then you can just charge there on your by your tent overnight. So
Yes, shouldn't be too
ninety nine
bad.
percent, 99% of road trips possible. Just Isle of Wight's not covered here in the UK.
Not yet.
I mean, there's a charger there, but it's not great. But you look at all the other chargers, you go on Google Maps and you type in DC fast charger, and it shows stuff at 7 kilowatt hours. That is not fast charging.
No.
And most of them is 22 kilowatt hours, and there's like one or two stalls. And then you go and type in Tesla supercharger, and most of them is 150 or 250 kilowatt hours, and they're 16 stalls and stuff. It's like these other people really need to wake up. Otherwise, Tesla's gonna basically own everything.
No, that's the way they're going, and it's going to
But
happen. That's why they've just said they'll open up their chargers to other vehicles because no
exactly,
other
people
company
don't.
can come anywhere close.
Yeah, people don't realize how much money that's gonna generate for Tesla. My
No, of course.
gosh. And
That's
what's another
that's free
interesting
money.
thing,
That is.
basically, the other thing is when you come from the south of London and you drive what's this clockwise around on the main motorway, and you get to where Heathrow Airport is. If you go that section around, there's no motorway services up until you get to the top, junction 23.
Yes.
There is, however, by junction 14, which is by Heathrow Airport, at the turn-off, there's a hotel. I'm pretty sure it's a Hilton Hotel. And at this
I
Hilton
think so.
Hotel, is I think it's 850 kilowatt chargers and 16 250 kilowatt chargers.
Job done. That's because
And
it's so close to Heathrow. That's why that's there.
that is, I mean, I know there's some fuel stations there as well, but they're not as easy to find. They're not advertised. They're not on your sat nav necessarily. This is like a 5 minute detour from the motorway. It's just like it's a very, very good location. Because before whenever I've had to do that trip in a ice vehicle, I've always done it knowing that I have to get fuel before I hit the M25, the motorway going around London,
Yes.
because there is no convenient place to stop to get fuel. And now there is. Now I can once I get the Tesla.
That's still a few
They,
months away. That is.
yeah, 2 to 4 months. I don't know if I should wait until end of next quarter to see if there's another sale going on, because there was a sale end of this quarter that took 2.5 grand off.
Might
Yeah,
be worth it. Depends on if
and
you wait that
if
long.
the, if there's not something there, then yeah, then maybe I'll just buy it anyway. But yeah, it's interesting. All right, so 1.5 million weekly supercharging sessions. That is insane.
Is that just Teslas, or is that
That's
including these other
that's
things that can open to other cars now?
I'm gonna assume that includes the other ones, but that's not been happening for long. But this is at superchargers, so this doesn't account for the rest out there. But yeah, that's a lot of superchargers. Bear in mind, most superchargers are in the US, and they've only just started opening them up. They've been opening them up since about since Investor Day basically. And then
Yes.
that's a key factor, 99.9% uptime, where the other ones seem to be doing an average of 70%.
I was going to say other ones have more downtime than uptime, don't they?
Not quite, but still 70%. Imagine you get to a fuel station. How often do you get to a fuel station and let's say they have 12 pumps and just one or two of them is closed? How annoyed are you? Because you drive up to it and then you're like, oh, it's closed, it doesn't work. Now you need to reverse out to go to the other one.
Go to
Just
the next one.
just that small amount annoys you, and it's annoying. And that's one or two out of 12. When you go to these other places, it's one or two out of two that's dead. So one or
Yes.
two out of four. It's almost never more than four.
No, they should have motorway services.
That's usually where you'll find four. In other random places, it's usually one.
Usually one to two years max.
Yeah. Okay. How we got there. Here we go.
We got in the car and we drove there. Sorry.
Okay, so yeah, they basically managed to take the supercharger hardware and installation cost down a lot. My gosh, in New York it used to cost an absolute fortune to put it in, eh?
That's just bureaucracy, I would imagine.
So the average competitor cost 165k to install. Tesla costs under 40k to install. That's crazy. Even considering they make these things, is it in Buffalo, I think? Do they
I'm not sure.
ship them then to Australia
You
like
would
that?
think so.
And then it still only costs slightly more than 40k in Australia. That is impressive. That's very impressive that the shipping cost is that small a factor. Literally
Probably
to the
goes
other
over,
side of the world.
Probably goes over with a bunch of cars, you would imagine.
Yeah, yeah, it probably does. One ship full of cars filled with, maybe 10 or 20 containers of superchargers.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And here we go, residential AC retail hardware cost. And I can absolutely guarantee you this is true. Now that I'm looking at getting a Tesla, I thought maybe I should not get the Tesla volt plug charger, just in case, one day I don't have a Tesla or something and I plug something else in. Not that it should matter because they all run on the same plug here. But yeah, the Tesla charger goes for 500 quid. The other chargers goes 8, 900, 1,500, depending on what you get. Why the hell would I get anything else but a Tesla charger?
Doesn't make any sense
I don't know why anyone else would get anything but a Tesla charger. It's
because they don't
free.
like Tesla. They don't like Elon. Elon bad, billionaire
Yeah,
bad.
but it's literally one of the better looking ones as well. It's smaller than most of the other ones. Got a very decent sized cable. So you could literally drive up, reverse up to it and plug it in the front of your car. It's that long.
It
It's
is.
yeah.
I've actually that's how I noticed my neighbors. I saw this massive coil of cable. Like, what the hell is that? And then I saw a Tesla charger behind it, and I had to look twice to make sure it was actually what I thought it was.
Yeah, so Tesla definitely does. They cost a lot less than the rest. And this is what people don't get, is how the massive advantages that they have
Just the
through design.
continuation of where they beat everybody on price.
Yes. They basically beat everybody on price on everything that they do.
Pretty much.
And it comes down to very good design and engineering. Just amazing. 50% cheaper than the rest in Europe. And yeah. This one, when I started doing this was really like, wow, this is going to really speed up supercharger installations. Because they pre-built, what's it, I think it's 4 chargers now on a concrete slab. 3 or
I
4
wouldn't know, to be honest.
I think it's 4 on a concrete slab. And then they ship this concrete slab, and this is like literally the max weight that the truck can carry. So let's call it 34 tons. And then you just plonk it down, add the grid connections, and it's good to go. No, it makes it so much easier, so much quicker to install it on, in the location. You go
No,
from months to weeks.
it's already built. All you're going to do is bolt it to the floor effectively and hook it up.
Yeah, and add your, I'm gonna guess it's 4-phase connections to somewhere on the concrete pad.
Three-phase, wouldn't it?
I don't know. Yeah, probably 3-phase on that. I don't think that would require more than that.
No.
You're probably right, 3-phase. So yeah, there you go. Massive reduction in installation time. What can you say? Tesla's awesome. I know on the
They are
new
just
chart.
the beast when it comes to manufacturing.
Yes. So I don't know if you've seen on the new chargers. There might be a slide in here, where the new charger's cable is longer than the old ones. So the version, I don't know if they version 4 or they version 3.5 or something, but the ones that they've retrofitted, not the retrofits, but the new ones that they're building for Europe in order to allow other people to charge on it, because the current cable on the Tesla is quite short on the
Are you
chargers.
talking about the home charger or the superchargers?
Superchargers.
Yeah, they're on version 4.
Kind of. Because we were told version 4 is going to be 1,000 kilowatt hours.
No, okay, yes.
Alright, so 40% improvement in per kilowatt hour cost, not including energy cost. So the energy cost is whatever the energy cost. I think right now in the UK we're at about 38p per kilowatt hour.
That's something like that I'll have to check on my meter.
My meter's at 35. So if you then add 12, let's call it cents or p on top of that, that means you're at what, 47? Yeah,
Yeah, call it
47 kilowatt. I just looked at that place in Wales that I said that has a 75 kilowatt hour charger. They charge 79 pence per kilowatt hour. That effectively makes it cost more than fuel.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
The Tesla's able to do it for 47 and they want to charge 79. That's
That is
like, seriously? That's why my I booked it. I paid a bit extra for a campsite where I have electricity hookup. Can plug the car in.
just makes sense, to be honest.
I know it's just on the 13 amp plug, but yeah. So it
You'll get
is.
some power at least.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a good reduction in supercharger cost to run the supercharger, you know. Trip planner and powers efficient routing. So basically, because Tesla software is so absolutely amazing as what it is, they can route you to the best site, the best supercharging site, the one that's not too busy, the one that's gonna give you the best, fastest charging speeds based on where your battery is gonna be at the time, and it's all managed by the software. It's just, yeah, mind-boggling. I don't. The others can't compete. I'm sorry, they can't. They don't have the level of integration that Tesla have.
No, not even close.
And yet I talk the wait time is down. Now, yeah, you still get sometimes you see pictures or videos somewhere of Teslas queuing up to charge. That's usually after some anomaly or something, but you get the same nonsense happening at fuel stations.
You get it everywhere.
Exactly. So, yeah, you wait a bit longer for Tesla. It's unfortunately one of the downfalls of electric vehicle is that you might have to sometimes be in a queue to charge, and that's just life. You know, but at least while you're waiting, you can chill in a vehicle that's nice and comfortable. You can play games on a thing. There you go.
Saw something on the news this morning.
Yeah,
The Dover crossing,
yeah.
14 hours took them to get across yesterday. 14-hour wait times, and I think it's still carrying on today. If you're
Wow,
stuck in that with a Tesla in a 14-hour queue on a motorway,
you'll be fine.
I don't know. 14 hours is a long time to be sat in a car for.
Dude, think about it this way, yeah? When you go into camp mode in your Tesla, it is running the screen with the fire on. You know, just running the screen, which we've seen in previous slides doesn't use a lot of electricity. But it's running the screen. It's running the heating to keep the temperature in the vehicle at a comfortable level. Yeah? The
Yeah.
whole night long. You're talking, what, 8, 10 hours that you're in the car chilling. You may be sitting there watching a movie, 2 hours, then you sleep for 8 hours, and then it's morning time. You get up, you maybe get dressed, spend another hour in the vehicle, then you get out. So you're talking 10, 11 hours.
Yeah.
And usually people say when they do camp mode, they lose about 30 miles of range.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, that's the camp mode. I remember on a trip I went up to Scotland, there was a bit of a snowy blizzard going up the mountains on the way to Glasgow. From down south, you go up this mountain, then you go down to Glasgow. On the way up, we were like already down to one lane, everybody behind each other. But at some point, shortly after we crossed, there was two trucks that jackknifed, and people got stuck in there for something like 12 hours. That mountain rescue vehicles come and bring people tea and coffee just to keep warm. Lots of cars ran out of fuel. Lots of cars ran out, couldn't run the heating. There was a guy who afterwards reported that he was there in a Tesla and he was perfectly fine. Car kept him warm. Car was fine. He had plenty of charge left after it. He had no issues.
Okay,
Mm.
that's good to know.
Yeah, no. When the Tesla stands still, you can stand still for 12 hours and lose 30 miles of range. That's it. It's like, yeah, you're fine. You'll be fine. You'll be
That's not bad.
annoyed, but you'll be fine.
I'd
But
be seriously annoyed if I had to get over the
everybody would be
Dover
annoyed.
crossing. Well, yeah, that crossing
Yeah.
has caused nothing but problems over the last couple of years. But yeah, that's not part of what we're talking about.
So yeah, the percentage of customers has gone down, or wait time has gone down, and yet the amount of kilowatt hours being delivered per charger has gone up per day. So the average charger does over just under 200 kilowatt hours of charging per day. That means if it's a that means you're charging about 3 cars a day per charger on average. I know some chargers are a lot busier than others, but on average 3 cars a day.
That's not too bad.
It doesn't seem that bad, does it?
No, unless there's only one charger.
But it's Tesla, there's never just one charger.
Yes.
Alright, next. 30% quicker charge times. So the transition to version 3 obviously increased that because they went from 150 to 250 kilowatt hours, so that allowed for more. Obviously, the cars are still limited to what they limited, but was Joe Justice, who was there. You can go listen to his story about how someone decided or realized that if they bend the coolant pipes, or not the coolant pipes, the copper pipes that transfer the electricity differently, they'll be able to increase the charging speed of the vehicles. And it just happened on that day. They all worked together, about 30 people bending it, and the same day, cars started shipping with this new design. And from that day on, I think it was the model, let's say the Model 3, would be able to charge at nearly 250 kilowatt hours instead of the 170, 180 it was able to do before. Just because one guy was allowed to go and try and make a change.
That's the
Yeah,
beauty of how they run the company. I know
exactly.
I've said it a few times, but in
Any
which
other
other car
company?
company would you be able to accomplish that quickly?
Any other company, you're looking at 4 to 8 years to implement such a change.
No, definitely. They need to make sure they've got enough cup holders first.
Yeah, not 2 to 3 hours is what it took them to make that change. That's madness. Anyway, so yeah, better route planning with the Teslas in the car software. Supercharger density increasing, as I mentioned earlier about the one close to Heathrow, where they've gone from 8 stalls to 24 stalls, and the additional 16 with 250 kilowatt hours version 3s. So massive improvement there. Vehicles getting more efficient as time goes on. Yeah, battery preheating. It's surprising how few electric vehicles does this. Like people who know how good this is and how much it helps, when they drive other electric vehicles, they will the last 10 or so minutes before they get to charge it, they will floor that battery. They will push it, push it, push it to try and warm up the battery because if it's warmer, then it accepts the charge better.
Yes. Like anything, if batteries don't like cold, not at
No.
all.
And then there's customer education, which I don't know what more can you teach people. Charge at home.
To
Don't rely purely on superchargers. Only on road trips. Yeah, I don't know. What else do they mean with
me,
that?
that would be common sense, but okay.
You're asking a lot there now.
I know. Common sense has gone out the windows a few years ago.
Yes, well, a few years ago. Okay, so now I'm guessing they're talking about switching, being able to charge the entire electric fleet once everything is fully electrified. Oh no, they're just talking about all electric vehicles currently on the road. So they're talking about the magic dock, which is not needed here in Europe because we all use the CCS ugly, big, massive plug. I wish we could all transition over to the Tesla plug. Much nicer looking.
I'll
And
live with that. Not a game changer for me.
I know it's not a game. It doesn't really affect us, but it's huge. But yeah, this lovely little magic dock that they're installing for other people in America. It looks quite simple, doesn't it? It doesn't look like it's a massive, complicated thing, and they're able to retrofit it on existing things. Just again, mind-boggling how simple they make things look, how easy Tesla make things look.
Complexity appeals too.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so maximize convenient renewable powered daytime charging. Being able to use solar panels to charge the vehicles. So basically try and tell people charge during the day, not during the night.
That's if you have solar panels.
Not just that, even off the grid, because the grid tends to have a lot of solar on it. Charge during the day, don't charge in the off after 1500. Basically charge between what's that? So say 0800 to 1600. Because then you're more than likely to help the grid use the solar energy that's being generated.
Yeah, but that's not possible for everybody. Most
No, it's
people will
not.
have to charge at night.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sure they've got a scheme in the UK, whereas if you let them know that you've got an electric car, they give you a gap between a certain time and a certain time that your charging bill then drops significantly during the morning hours.
I've looked into my provider. They have one rate at the
One
moment.
rate.
There is one rate. It's a flat rate. You cannot currently change to another rate. If you want to change to another rate right now, you need to go to a different provider. And I think it's all to do with the nonsense going on abroad.
Is that just
And
to change your rate because you want a rate change, or is that because you're letting them know that you are now purchasing an electric car
I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to them and see what they
Yeah,
have
I
because
think you need to because I think there's a slight difference in what you're talking about.
look, when I go on their website now and I log into my account and I click on change rate, they don't have any other rates right now.
Yes, but no, that's not exactly what you're looking for. You're not looking for a rate change. You are looking to tell them that you have got a electric car that needs to charge from home, and then they will put you. It's not something you can select. They will then put you on this thing where between a certain period of the night, I think it's from 11 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the morning or something like that, you get a reduced rate on your charging.
Okay, I did not know about that. You learn something new every day.
Yeah, speak to them, see what they say. But
Yeah.
yeah, the new rate that will just look at a new rate you pay altogether for what you're busy using. That's not what you're trying to accomplish.
I know most day-night rates, when there's day-night rates, the day rate tends to be more expensive than a standard rate.
Yeah, it will be because people are at home during the day. Well,
Yeah,
there's a lot more people at home and using electrics during the day than there are after 11 o'clock at night.
yeah. Alright, here we go. So, what it takes to get there? Well, scale capacity, yeah, absolutely. And if other people aren't going to do it, then Tesla is going to do it all. Trust me, they will do it all because there's so much money to be made with charging.
Let them take over the world. I can't wait.
Open up to non-Teslas in Europe. They're doing a massive. They've done a lot already. They've opened a lot of chargers to non-Teslas. America, they're only just starting, but I think it was Norway where they've already gone more than 50% of superchargers are available to non-Teslas,
Yeah, I believe you're right.
something like that. And then yeah, create more renewable charging. In other words, start incorporating mega packs and solar panels at the charging sites. You can charge up the mega packs during the day, and if people come to during the night to charge, there is that electricity available for them to charge their vehicles.
Yeah, don't necessarily have to go onto the grid.
Exactly. It doesn't need to go to the grid at all. If there's power in the battery, it should use it to charge vehicles.
Let's be honest, most services have a little spot somewhere they can fit a battery.
Exactly. I mean, we're talking a shipping container size. There's space for that in service stations.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
All else
Uh,
fails, dig a hole.
That's also true. Put that supercharge on top of a battery.
Why not?
And yeah, don't forget to do cool stuff. We'll say stuff in this instance. So I
That
would
is
love
such an
to.
American thing, though, man.
I would love to go
Diner with
to a
cars.
Tesla diner. My gosh. And then the little thing that everybody freaked out about: potential wireless charging.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. That would be really really good. For one of those, and you never have to plug in again. Obviously, you're gonna have
You know,
inefficiencies,
yeah, your
but
charge rate won't be nearly what it's supposed to be.
nah. Instead of 10 miles an hour, you'll probably get like 2 miles an hour.
Yeah, but then again, if you've got that and you've got the option of plugging in your car, okay, cool. If you're going on a big trip or you've done a big trip, you plug your car in, you charge your car. If your car is fully charged and yet you're just nipping around town doing bits and pieces here, there, and
Exactly.
everywhere, that's
As we
absolutely perfect.
as we've seen, most people do 30 miles a day.
Exactly. So if you've got a fully charged battery, you go and do your 30 miles, you come put it in your garage overnight. By the time you get there tomorrow morning, you
Yeah,
should have a full tank again.
yeah.
Or battery.
Now, now imagine you've got that at your house, and you got that at the place of work in your car park. So you just drive up, you park your car where you're parking, and when you come back, you got a full battery.
Yeah, I
That would
don't know if they'll do
be.
that at your place of work, to be
I don't
honest.
know. I don't know. I doubt it, but yeah,
No, the wireless charging, I don't know. It's too much money for them to spend, I would imagine.
yeah. And that is that. The end of today's slides.
Lovely.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I'm good.
Yeah. All right, we'll stop it there then. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.
Thanks for watching. See you soon.